Hey everyone, this is Alex or PolymomoTea, and today I have a new tutorial showing how to make another Minecraft figure out of resin, and I made a little bee. And as you can see, it's a lot smaller than my previous creations, and it's because I used a smaller mold, and this is a handmade mold that I used. So first, we're gonna take some 2-part resin, and we're gonna mix it together. And keep mixing it until you don't see any swirls left. And we're gonna make a mixture for the bee. So I started making like a black color. Originally I was intending a brown color, but I made it a little bit too dark, so I just used it as the black. And here is the homemade silicone mold. I had some little cube beads that I filled up the holes, and I made a silicone mold out of that. And I'm gonna fill up each individual square. And next I'm gonna scrape off the excess, and I don't know why, but this is so satisfying. And after 24 hours have passed, we're gonna take it out of our little mold. And they're so shiny. And here are the little cubes that we made. And we're just gonna do that with other colors as well. So I have some light brown, some yellows, and basically I made it in 8 different colors. So the bee has like 3-4 different shades of yellow, but I felt like the difference wasn't that much, so I decided to make just one yellow. So next we're going to take some tape, and we're just going to place it on a little medium flat, and we're going to stick on our little cubes, and we're going to make the bee design. I found like a paper craft template and I just followed that. Some of the colors were kind of like varying in shades, but since yellow kind of blends in all together once you put that coat of UV resin, I just did a single yellow color, and I thought it worked out pretty well. After the face is all stacked, we're going to take our resin and we're just going to add a layer on top to fuse it together. And place it on our UV resin lamp and let that cure. And here we have the face of our little bee. And I also made the different sides of the bee. So here we have the top. And as you can see, they're a little bit more plain in design. Here we have the sides. We have the bottom. And we have the butt. I'm going to add a layer of resin to the sides, and we're going to start attaching the pieces together. And now that we made a box and sealed up most of the sides, I'm adding some UV resin in the middle, and I'm just tilting it just so it glazes the inside layer of the bee, and that makes it very shiny on the inside as well. Then we're gonna put glaze on the other remaining side all over, and on the edges on the other one, and just place that together and let that cure. And here we have our basic bee body, and it looks so good already. The only complaint is that the blue part on the eye is a little bit white or like see-through. I should have made it a little bit more blue. So next we gotta make the little flat design. So I have an old silicone mold and I just cut out a little square and rectangle piece out of that. And I made it the same size as our little cubes earlier. So here we have our two pieces. And we're gonna use that as kind of like a template. Basically, I'm gonna put UV resin on top and let that cure, and it's gonna have little flat rectangular and square pieces. And look, it works just fine. We're gonna use this as the stinger. And I have lots of little pieces. So next we're gonna make the little legs. So I'm gonna take a little brown square and then we're gonna cover the other half of the rectangle with some black resin. So it'll be half brown and half black. Perfect. We're also gonna make some little yellow squares and white squares. And we'll be using these little pieces for the wings. And we're gonna make the little wing pattern on a piece of tape. And it looks so good already. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some resin and we're gonna place it on top to seal the pieces together. And the UV resin kind of leaks everywhere. So I'm taking my blade and we're just gonna cut off the excess resin. And here we have our little wing and it looks so perfect. Next, for the little antenna, we're going to take a black square and a black rectangle and we're just going to glue them together with some resin. And I just added a little dot of resin just to fuse the pieces together and put it under the UV lamp. So we have our wings. We have our little antenna, and we have our little legs, and we have 6 of them. And I forgot to show you the stinger. So for the little antenna, we're gonna add some UV resin, and we're gonna stick it onto the inner corner of the little black dot on the face. And we're gonna cure that under the lamp. Once those are fused on, we're going to take some resin and we're going to glaze the face. And that is one side complete. We're gonna do the same thing with both sides of the bee with some glaze. And we are gonna glaze the butt next. And we're gonna take that little brown rectangle and we're gonna fuse it to the middle of our butt. Next, for the legs, we're gonna add some UV resin into the sides of like the black stripes. And we're gonna fuse our little legs onto it. You wanna add the black part attached to the stripe. And I added all 6 of them on the black stripes. Look at the little feet. And after that, we're just gonna glaze the bottom. And next, we're gonna glaze the top. And we're gonna add one little wing at a time. So let that cure. And we wanna put it at a slight slant so it looks like it's kind of flapping its wings. And here is our little Minecraft bee. Honestly, this small size is so perfect. 1, it takes up less resin. And 2, it takes up less resin. And 3, it's so tiny and small. I wish I could make it a little bit smaller, but I don't know if I can make a mold that tiny. Maybe one day we'll try. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and wait a minute. I have to show you the size comparison of this bee compared to the ally and axolotl we made before. Here's the axolotl, and here's the bee. Look at that. And here's the alley, and here's the bee. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you all for watching. I do want to make a little bit more miniature Minecraft figures now that I have a tinier mold. So maybe we'll be on the lookout for that video next. I'm not quite sure what it will be, but I'm thinking of a classic. But thank you all for watching. Catch you all next time.